So today I want to talk about the pros and cons of being ambitious. People interpret it all sorts of ways, right? I know for me, sometimes people's ambition can be off-putting. I know sometimes for me, ambition can also be a turn on as well. Like, I want you on my team because I see that. But sometimes for casting, sometimes for people making decisions, it can be off-putting too. And so, where's the balancing point between that? Should you be concerned with the balancing point, or should you just be yourself and just continue on your path? What's your thoughts?
For a while, I always thought that you should have a balance in everything, and that you should try to suppress your ambition so it doesn't evolve into being desperate.
Right.
Because they always say that people can smell the desperateness and everything on you. For plenty of times, like, make sure you have a good job, so when you walk into the audition room,
Right.
you're not walking in there desperate, because you don't want that to bleed into your work.
Right.
That's what I've heard before. But honestly, man, I'm at that point where not everything is black and white.
Right.
And for a long time, being from Missouri, it's very, it's a very black and white.
It's a show me state.
Yeah, it's a show me state. It's like it's either this way or that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is wrong, this is right.
Right.
But as someone who's 28 years old, about to be 29, the world is not black and white, it's gray.
Right.
So I say that to say that ambition is something that we all have. We all have great ambitions, whether that be in a 9-to-5 world, whether that be in whatever.
I'm just laughing because I'm just like, the world is gray. The world's a lot of shades of gray.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, the world's 50 Shades of Gray.
Now stop, bro. No.
Pause.
Pause.
But I was just thinking, I'm like, damn, bro. I thought this was so deep. I was like, damn, where did I hear that shit from? Anyways, the world is gray though.
Yeah.
Moving on.
No, you're good. You're good. Not 50 Shades though. Oh my God.
Bro, anyways, that shit was made off of some chick watched Twilight, decided to go make 50 Shades, and they're actually, and so that's back to the IP conversation. But anyways, veering from that, let's talk about ambition.
Yes.
Ambition is not black and white. Having it or not is not necessarily a good thing or bad thing, but let's talk about that gray area.
Yes, it depends on, because it's funny, right? Sometimes your ambition can be so strong that it can be destructive to others around you at the same time, though.
Okay.
But that's not being desperate. I feel like being desperate is more destructive to yourself.
Okay.
While if your ambition gets in the way of taking care of your family, gets in the way of like paying bills or other priorities that you have, that's where it can be very destructive. Now, I'm not saying that you should not take a job because you have to go work. You know what I mean? Like, take that job, take that whatever, if we're speaking for actors, take that acting gig, try to figure out a way for work. What I'm talking about is, like, say you have a kid at home or something like that. Say you got to take care of your mom or your family or something. It could be very destructive to others. And say at least that's the way that I see it, at least.
Right.
But I believe that having ambition is a great thing. I don't think that there should be, this is my opinion, I don't think there should be too much of a balance, because depending on what your goals and dreams are, that is just whatever it is, there's different cost. Like, there's a different cost to being a CEO of a company versus, or trying to be a CEO of a company versus trying to become an administrator at a school.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's like different varied costs. You're gonna have to give up more. Usually the person trying to be a CEO is gonna have to give up more than someone trying to be an administrator. That's not to say that one's greater than the other. I know I'm going like this.
Right.
But it's just different levels to this. You know what I mean?
There are, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Drake. Drake said in his last song with Thugger, he said, it said life's about balance, but the balance is in my account now. Because he's the dude was super ambitious, man. If you watch him in early interviews and stuff, he's quirky, a little nerdy, but he was always hungry for it, right?
Right.
And I don't know, trying to comment in the podcast, but he was always hungry for it, and there's nothing wrong because you do mature through that process. And I do agree with you. Depending on what position you're going for in work or in life, you're going to evolve, you know what I mean? And you're going to evolve to fit that demand. So if you're going for the CEO, which is a lot of people's closeted aspirations to be a CEO. I mean, I don't think, we necessarily are aiming for that, but,
No.
but a lot of people are. And then if you're going to be want to be an owner, a lot of people are aiming for that. And a lot of people are aiming for entry level, just want to clock in, clock out, and get back to their family. which I applaud that.
Me too.
I just wish it was distributed more fairly now, so you can do that successfully, but not doing harder and harder to do that.
Because the world's getting more expensive.
The world's getting more expensive, and just like when the whole pandemic happened, everyone was taking the toilet paper off the shelves and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what entrepreneurs are doing. That's what owners are doing. They're doing the same. They're the same mentality. They're not trying to. No one's trying to part from their money, even the one who employed you. So that's what's happening, and so they're still making money. It's just they're not interested in distributing that. They're trying to keep their profit margin just in case for a stormy day. And so if you're employee number 560 and you're one of the administrators or the front desk, they're not paying you enough to take care of your family. They're trying to hold enough just in case the storm happens so they take care of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is nothing wrong with that. Like we get it.
Yeah, we get it. We get it. Is so yeah, we get it. And what I always said is we're still in the king, queens, and peasants type of era. We never escaped it. We just rebranded it several times. You know, someone said it best the other day. They said that like they're, I guess they were trying to go buy some stuff at the grocery store or whatever, and they live in the Midwest, and their hourly wage is the same price as a stick of deodorant now, because a stick of deodorant was like $9. And guess where they live? I don't know where they live, they're getting paid $9 an hour. So don't check on that. But where they're getting paid, that was the cost of their hourly, was a stick of deodorant.
Yeah.
And they said that when your lunch meets your hourly wage, like, you know, your cost for lunch meets your hourly wage, you know, there's a problem. And so, you know, in the sense of, it's like we rebranded this hierarchy as many times as we could. And I don't say we rebranded, but we rebranded so many times. And so if you're not ambitious, you're gonna fall between that crack, and you can. And so that's another pro to being ambitious, is you're trying to avoid that. You know, we talked about another episode. Everyone's trying to retire their parents, man. People are trying to make sure they can keep their family good.
I agree.
And it'd be hard to do that today without being ambitious. So.
And also, I look at someone like Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
This man started the same place we were, like making movies, all, you know what I mean? I remember I was watching some of those movies. I'm like, yo, I didn't know Vin Diesel was on this type of time back then versus where he is today. You know what I mean?
And what movie did you watch?
I watched Multifacial.
Okay, the first one he did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a great short film.
And when you already knew about that before I sent you that?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, I knew.
Wow.
Yeah. I knew about. I haven't seen Strays. That's the next. I have seen it. It's just been a while, dude. I watched like the first 30 minutes. Then I was in college when I was watching Vin Diesel. So I watched Multifacial when I was in college, and then I watched Strays. I gotta watch Strays again because I can't remember what happened. It's such a long time ago. But I was like, yo. And then when I did my research, I was like, yo, Vin Diesel wrote, produced, and got these made himself. Like, of course, with the help of others.
Of course.
And in Strays, he had like Mike Epps. Like, he had some names in that movie.
And was that a feature?
Yeah, that was a feature.
Okay.
That was Multifacial was the short.
Right.
Strays was the feature. And back then, you know, it was harder to make features.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, yo, Vin Diesel, and he was like handing out CDs in Los Angeles, and he actually gave one to Morgan Freeman.
Or the DVDs. Right?
DVDs, my bad. Yeah, DVDs. Thank you.
These got mixtape.
Right, like that.
Damn, he ain't
They're
playing.
DZ.
He's got a different type of time, man.
Right.
I'm like, damn.
But my bad. He was handing out
Fast and Furious. Volume 1.
He was. Oh man, hold on. He was handing out DVDs.
Yeah.
And he handed one to Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
And then Morgan Freeman took it, but it got to the point where he got the attention of a great director.
Okay.
And he wound up being a Saving Private Ryan.
Was Saving Private Ryan the first role?
That's
the first live action role.
I think so.
I'm about to say some words that bleep out of here, but my dog was the Iron Giant.
Yes. I did not know that.
I didn't know that. And Iron Giant only says 50 words, so it makes sense why we didn't know.
I keep forgetting he's Groot too.
I'm about to say, oh my God, I was just about to say, it's like I'm Groot. You know what I mean? I didn't know Vin Diesel was Groot. I was about to make that reference though to Iron Giant.
Yeah.
But Vin Diesel's Groot.
Yes, I believe, I'm 100% positive he's Groot. We can look it up after this episode.
No, I believe that. I don't know why I believe that. Well, that's what he did for, Iron Giant, exact same thing, and that movie was Warner Brothers' best animated film at the time. You know what I mean?
Great movie.
Great movie, but they say he got that voiceover gig because the guy saw him in the multifacial short film.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. How that kind of it's not an overnight game, guys. They already know that. They shouldn't. If you watch more than one episode of this, you'll know it's not an overnight thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm almost a decade into this shit. I'm 8 years into it. I got other friends who are 6 years into it. I got friends that are 9 years. And I will say, admittedly, usually those amazing things happen between the 8-year and 10-year point, unless you find a way to expedite it. And I encourage you to try to find a way. But yeah, man, that's the name of the game. You know, you gotta earn your stripes and get told no by as many people as possible. And then they're like, man, this fool's still here. That's how they treat you when they see you still. Like, man, he's still here.
Like, dang, bro, you still ain't go home?
Yeah, it's like exactly. It's like the guy who stayed, you know, waiting outside at the. It's a terrible analogy. I'm gonna go into it anyway. It was like some guy who's trying to get into a party or whatever, and you know, every time you open the door for another guest, he's still out there. You're like, dang, bro. Dude just out there posting like Michael Myers or something. Dude just still out there. You're just like, dang, bro. I mean, gee, all right, fine. It's like 2 a.m. It's like, you know, midnight at that point. Like, come on in.
Right.
Or either we'll bring you into the next party. You're just gonna be out there like that. But yeah, Hollywood works that way, man. It's a pecking order, and not really an order, but just know that you gotta be that guy who's endured a lot of no's and kept going regardless. Same with you as making your film. Same as the other filmmakers we know. You gotta be that guy. You know, it's more of a respect type of thing. And then they're like, okay. Because here's the thing about Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel got Hollywood's approval, but without it, I don't think he's about to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, we might be in a class or workshop with him if he didn't ever book anything out here. We might be next to him somewhere else, and he's still grinding. So, guys, nothing wrong with ambition. You know, I know the world just condemn it because they're trying to make you to the perfect citizen.
Of course, just don't let it become destructive to those around you and yourself too. You know what I mean? If you need a break, if you need a break, take a break for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just have to just know that your life and your well-being and your health is way more important than your ambition. You know, like making sure that you survive 20, 30, 40, 50 years into now is much more deeper than your ambition. You know what I mean? You're more than your ambition.
You're more than your ambition. I love that.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have part 2 on more than your ambition, because there's some other things I want to go over. You cool with that?
Yeah, of course.
All right, this is Black Hollywood, and we'll be back with another episode.
Yep, see you guys at the top.
As I was told by the most ambitious out there, I'll see you guys at the top. This is Black Hollywood.